let's install the Supabase API into our Moneyballs project. So if you scroll down to this connecting to your new project section, we have an example here of how to connect to Supabase. So I'm going to copy this example and save it to a file. And you can save this wherever you like, but I would recommend that you don't put it in a folder called Supabase, just because when we start working with Supabase locally later on in the course, Supabase will create a folder called Supabase in the root of our project. So that could get a bit confusing. So in the source folder, I'm going to create a new folder called config. And then in this folder, I'm going to create a new file called supabase.js. And I'm going to paste in this example. Before this file can do anything, we need to install this package here. So I'm going to copy that and jump to the terminal and kill the dev process and run npm install at supabase/supabase-js. And that's now installed. And Supabase recommend storing the Supabase URL and this API key in environment variables. So let's set up some environment variables to store these. And one way of adding environment variables to a Quasar project is by creating a file in the root of our project called .env and adding these variables in here, such as supabase_URL equals then the URL, and then installing the .env package so that Quasar can pick up these environment variables. However, I had some problems with this approach when building this app for production. So I'm not going to do it this way. So I'm going to delete this file that I just created, this .env file. And instead, we're going to add these environment variables to the Quasar config file. So if you jump to quasar.config.js in the root of the project, and if you just search for build : then we can add a property called env within this build object and set this equal to an object. And we can place our environment variables here. Help me out with a quick like, comment, share, or subscribe. So let's create one for this Supabase URL. So we could call this Supabase_URL, set that equal to a string. Let's jump back to supabase.js and copy this Supabase URL. Jump back to quasar.config.js and paste that in here. Let's add another environment variable for the Supabase key, the API key. So let's call this Supabase_key. We can copy that key from this project API section here. So let's copy that and paste that in here. Let's save this and make sure that we can see these environment variables. So just to quickly check that, I'm going to jump to source app.view, the root view component of this app, and jump to this onMounted hook. And I'll just add a couple of empty comments here to remind me to remove this. And we'll just log out process.env, where we should be able to access these environment variables. So let's save that. And I think I need to get the project running again. So I'm going to jump to the terminal and run quasar dev. And if we jump to console, we can see this object being logged out. And we can see all of the environment variables here. And we can see our Supabase key and our Supabase URL. So let's use these in our Supabase config file. So let's jump back to supabase.js. And the Supabase key is already set to process.env.supabase_key. So we just need to update this URL to process.env.supabase_URL. So all this file is going to do is pass the Supabase URL and the API key to this create client method, which will set up a client which will allow us to interact with Supabase. And it's going to assign that client to this Supabase constant. And we can then use this Supabase constant to access the entire Supabase API, whether that's interacting with the database or authentication or storage or whatever. But in order to use this constant, we need to export it. So let's export this by adding export default Supabase, save that. And we can now import this constant into any file in our project in order to access Supabase. Before we move on, let's just remove that console log we added to app.vue in this unmounted hook. So let's get rid of that and save. Get the full course, including authentication, row-level security and policies, database functions and triggers, storage, edge functions, and running Supabase locally from makeappsacademy.com, or click the link in the description.